What is good, YouTube? It has been way too long since I last made a video, but that's seeming to be the theme here. It has been officially 2 years and 8 months since I stopped testosterone. Bruh, where does the time go? It certainly does not feel that way. A lot has changed since then. I have moved into my own place, which is a lot to say. Living in New York City, it is not cheap, but I was blessed, and here I am on my own, curated my own space to be just the way I like it. It is everything. I just wanted to share with y'all like a life update, what it's been like being off hormones for over 2 years now, and yeah, just to give y'all some insight. I think maybe at this time, when I last made my video, I anticipated myself maybe to look drastically different. 2 years and 8 months feels like a long time to be off hormones, especially when you're on it, you know? So I wrote down a short list of some things that I wanted to go through and mention that I usually talk about in my videos, and some things that some people on Instagram inquired that they'd like to hear about. First thing I'll mention is hair loss and hair growth. Since I stopped hormones, I have lost some facial hair. There was a point since I stopped hormones where I felt like my hair was literally just falling off for any little thing. There's a point where I just stopped touching my facial hair. Like, I barely wanted to touch it because I was afraid I was gonna lose hair. I have since then been taking biotin and using minoxidil to maintain the hair that I do have on my face. I still have a lot of hair, as you can see, which I'm extremely grateful for, but I'm starting to lose hair up here, and the line is slowly kind of dropping toward my jaw. In my chin, when I first started hormones and I first started growing hair, it took me so long to grow hair right here, like in my butt chin area, and I'm noticing that's where I lost a lot of hair. It still looks pretty full, so I'm very, very grateful for that. Because it was humbling to see the hair literally falling off my face and kind of finding it everywhere. The hair was thick and coarse, and now it kind of just feels really soft and maybe even fragile. It may not look like it, but I know the way my facial hair felt before, and in comparison, it does feel a lot more fine. Moving on to hair regrowth. As you can see, I have grown a ton of hair back. My hair is still thinner in the middle. You can still kind of see that it's darker here versus here, but I try to keep on top of my haircuts so that it looks even all around. I have a hairline. It's pretty amazing. I have stayed consistent with the minoxidil, the derma rolling. There were times that I did fall off. You know, life gets busy and you forget, but I am back to being consistent. So it's been pretty just amazing to watch myself regrow all this hair that literally I had nothing there. I had nothing there. It was skin and like little pelitos, just little hairs. And so, you know, I pushed these out myself. I'm proud of it. I think that it's important to mention the fact that I have been off testosterone probably has helped my hair grow back. I don't know if this would have been possible on hormones, considering that I feel like my balding gene is like crazy strong. So yeah, I think that I probably would have been fighting it. Being on testosterone, I would have continued to fight the hair loss, and maybe if I would stop minoxidil, I would lose any progress that I made because that gene is so predominant when I'm on hormones. So I feel being off testosterone and being consistent with minoxidil, allowing that hair to regrow and nourish those follicles, even if I have fallen off of minoxidil, I've still been able to retain the new hair growth that I have, because there's nothing going up against it for it to continue to fall out or for the follicles to die off, which in this case would be DHT testosterone, which affects specifically right here on your head. If you were interested in seeing exactly what I did to regrow my hair, I posted all that in my last YouTube video, so definitely check that out. So moving on to body hair, lost a significant amount of chest hair, which makes me a little sad, but I still do have some, so I'm just holding on to what I got. I don't have as much tummy hair. It's more focal around the belly button. And I have less back hair, which is cool with me. I don't know, that came out of, I was not prepared for that. I was not ready for back hair. I was more prepared for the ass hair, to be honest, and that's also decreased. So in terms of leg and arm hair is just a little bit thinner. My hair still goes out to my hand, it's just not as thick. Same thing with my leg hair, but yeah, not much of a difference there. So something I didn't really keep in mind when stopping testosterone, I didn't really think of it, but my hands and my feet are less vascular. So I think that's worth mentioning. That's changed. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was body fat redistribution. This is something that has probably been the most difficult thing for me to cope with after stopping testosterone. I think that this specific thing triggers my dysphoria the most. The changes that I experience are different from what somebody else might experience, considering diet, exercise, and everything under that umbrella. So some of the changes I've experienced is I have thinned out in my face a lot, and I have not lost a significant amount of weight since stopping testosterone. It's very interesting to see that my cheeks are not as puffy. I've lost a lot of muscle mass in my chest and in my arms, and I think that I might even work out slightly more now than I did toward the end of being on testosterone. I was on testosterone for 7 years basically, so my diet and lifestyle shifted all throughout, so I can't speak to all of that versus just 2 years and 8 months. But I feel like I've been pretty mindful of what I'm putting in my body. I can see that a lot of the weight has even shifted out of my stomach and into my lower body. So my butt, my love handles, that's what's really collected a lot of the fat, and I've lost honestly a really good amount of muscle. But I can't say that I've been lifting like crazy or anything like that. So like I said, it varies person to person. So speaking to energy, it's definitely lower than when I was on testosterone. I think that a lot of that can attribute to the fact that I do have my monthly cleanse, and especially during that time, I found myself really lethargic. That is something that I experienced before testosterone. So this is technically not new to me. I was never a very high energy person pre-testosterone. In terms of health, my cholesterol has gone down back to normal, which I think is definitely worth mentioning, considering that testosterone affects your cholesterol levels, blood pressure, things of that sort. But since stopping testosterone and beginning my monthly cleanse again, I have been found to be with low iron, which would also contribute to feeling lethargic. I'm still in the process of figuring out why my iron is low and why my monthly cleanses have been so intense. So this is all in progress right now, being figured out. So I do take iron supplements and they do just fine. I am a pescatarian, so recently I incorporated a steak once, and I felt pretty good after that during my monthly cleanse, just to get some additional iron, consuming it naturally. And also, of course, leafy greens and things of that sort. Sex drive is pretty normal, so happy about that. Definitely not as high as it was when I was on testosterone, but it's still manageable. I don't feel as all the time, but it's still there. It's still there and still thriving. So there's no complaints. The only complaint I have is that things don't happen as fast. They just take a lot longer, and then I find myself in my head again. What the hell is that? You guys get the point. Do I deal with dysphoria? Yes. Is it crippling? No, not at this moment. I am very grateful to that. Speaking for my body, I feel better when I go through my monthly cleanse. I feel healthier. I feel more clear-minded. I feel younger. I honestly felt like testosterone felt like it was aging me. And this is by no means an anti-testosterone video, because testosterone changed my life for the better. I have been seeing a ton of videos like that about detransitioners and stuff like that. This is by no means a video like that. I'm putting this out there for educational purposes only, and if you have sat and listened, you are greatly appreciated. And yeah, like, I'm just at a different place right now. I'm not ready to be on T. I'm just happy where I'm at, and that's like fine with me, you know, just taking it day by day. If things shift, they shift, you know, and then I start hormones again, and you know, it's 100% up to me to decide. It's not up to anybody but me. This is my life, and the same for you. You have nothing to prove to anyone but yourself. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening.